Hey, what do you say we start a new week on the post-game podcast? I'm Jerry. That's Al. What's up, man?
Hi there, Jerry. I got a letter in the mail to my home from a listener. That's
A little odd.
it'll throw you off a little bit.
Yeah, that would throw me off.
And it was I almost showed you the envelope, but my address is on it. But the guy also reused an envelope.
Well, that's resourceful.
So it really looked like, do I open this up?
Okay.
But I did open it up. And the guy seemed like a nice gentleman.
How do you know he reused the envelope?
Because I could see this was a business reply envelope and he just taped over it. And then also in the letter, he said I reused an envelope.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
And he sent me, in addition to a letter, Jerry, he sent me a headband for a Bill Walton Appreciation Night giveaway. It's a Bill Walton headband.
Cool.
And then he also was nice enough, Jerry, to print out all the personal items, all the personal things you can find out about me on the internet.
Oh.
He wanted me to be aware.
Okay.
So he printed them all out and sent them to me. Very strange. That was kind of strange.
There is a website, I believe, called Delete Me.
Yeah.
Where I think you can have all of your information deleted from. Now, it doesn't mean people won't put it back up.
Right.
But I believe a lot of that stuff will go away. You got to pay for it, but.
He even goes to me, goes, oh, I even know how much you pay in taxes.
Oh, nice. Okay. Wow.
He seemed like a harmless fella, though, Jerry. But yeah, he did he lives in Eugene, Oregon. And he says,
what's his name?
He says he met you at a Rutgers game. His name is Paul.
Yes, I met Paul after the game. He was very pleasant.
Yeah, it seems like a very nice man.
He was.
But I'm going to see if I can find the spot where he, let's see, grew up a Mets fan. Yeah, so these are all the items about my
wow
that you can find out about me.
So he was doing that to give you the heads up.
Give me a heads up.
Okay.
Now I will tell you that the internet, they confuse, they get confused a little bit of other Albert Dukeses. So not all of the information is mine, but you can find that out about everybody.
You can,
unfortunately. Like yesterday, I was watching on YouTube. I saw a CBS This Morning piece on Bon Jovi.
Okay.
So I said, I will watch this. So they're out at Bon Jovi's New Jersey home, and it's right on the water somewhere. But it's not a beach. It's like on a dock, like a long dock. And he goes, oh, yeah, Bon Jovi had this place built in like 95 or 99. He's been there a long time.
Right.
He's always like, he'll never leave New Jersey. And I'm like, I'd like to know where Bon Jovi lives. So I immediately, where's Bon Jovi live?
Comes right up.
Yeah, Middletown, New Jersey. Somewhere right on the water, though.
Well, yeah, you got the bay
in
Middletown. That's interesting.
Yeah, beautiful. I saw the place. It's enormous.
And I wonder if it's Middletown near Red Bank, where, and my guess would be that's where it is, where you're right by the water, by the bridge that takes you into the town of Red Bank.
Yeah.
And there's monstrosities on the other side, which is the Middletown side. I thought that was considered Red Bank, though. That might still be Middletown.
Yeah. It said Middletown, yeah. And I wondered,
I think where Maury Povich lives.
In Middletown also?
I believe on that side of the water, which, I thought was considered Red Bank. Could be Middletown, but I think him, and who was he married to? Oh,
Connie Chung.
Yes. When there was an article about them, he's 90, she's 86.
They live there?
They used to. I don't know if they still do. There was an article in the paper about them, how at 1986 they still get it on once a week.
Why don't I? Yeah, I did see that. Sundays they schedule sex.
Good for them, man.
Why don't I live in Middletown?
I have no idea. You never asked me. Like,
I never
you just
Middletown.
Do things. I would have guided you to some places.
Middletown doesn't sound like it's fancy.
Middletown's beautiful. First of all, Middletown's huge.
Yeah.
There are gorgeous areas of Middletown. There are very wealthy areas of Middletown.
That's where I want to go, but no, I don't want to pay that much.
Oh, well, taxes are very high, so I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, that's probably why I didn't look in Middletown.
No, Middletown's very nice.
But you got Bon Jovi's in Middletown. Bruce Springsteen's in Colts Neck.
Yep. Colts Neck is phenomenal.
Why don't these guys live on a mansion on the beach? I never understood that.
Privacy.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
If you're on the beach, people will know that's your home.
Yeah, that's true.
And especially, like I told you, my cousin from California that gets it's like a 9-bedroom house in Manasquan that his friend owns. You're right there. Like you'd have to have the shades down. You can't be in the kitchen. People are walking right by on the boardwalk.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a great idea, but I don't know that it works for that type of celebrity.
Yeah, like even in Spring Lake, there's these huge mansions on Ocean Avenue. And I'm like, why doesn't Bruce Springsteen live there? He's the king of New Jersey.
Because once one person knows, everyone will know.
Right. And you're right. So I know his address in Colts Neck. I can't even see the front door.
Right. Exactly.
Because it's so far off.
There's land and privacy.
Yeah, land and privacy. That's what Bon Jovi must have.
Yeah, I would think so. Plus, if it is where I'm thinking, not an easy place to get to.
Yeah.
And it's not just a drive by. Like it's kind of out.
Like if you're out there
path a little bit.
Yeah, then people would be going like, what's up with this guy driving around here?
It would look weird. Someone in Spring Lake, though, or in Bradley Beach or in Manasquan, there's a lot of people that are walking around. So I think it's more of an annoyance for them to live that openly. I don't think they could.
The Bon Jovi seems like just a sweet guy.
I'm sure he is.
He is still trying to rehab his voice to get back to go out on tour.
It's what they do.
And sing, yeah.
It's like, remember when Michael Kay lost his voice for a while with the Yankees?
Yes.
Like I'm sure there was a time he's sitting there like, if I can't call these games, I mean, I guess you could go back to writing because he was a sports journalist before he got the gig on radio, but those jobs are few and far between now. Like that's what you do. If you lost your voice now, or if I lost my voice now, where's plan B? I don't know. I have no idea. Better figure one out, but
I would type into a robot voice to talk to you, Jerry.
Okay.
I just type really fast.
Fair. You better type fast.
Jerry.
You better type fast.
Yeah.
But I think that's great that he still wants to perform.
Yes. So I watched that. It was a little short thing. Then I watched and I sent you, Jerry, it was like almost 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes on CBS this morning from this weekend, I believe it ran.
I did watch it.
It was about the ticket, the second, what do you call them?
The secondary market.
Secondary market ticket sellers.
It's legalized ticket scalping. Yeah. It's really what it is.
Yeah. And it just seems like, people got very angry at Bruce Springsteen on his last tour when he was charging an insane amount of money for tickets. But that's why should the ticket scalpers make that money? Why, if people are willing to pay $5,000 to go see Taylor Swift or Bruce Springsteen, why should that go to some schmuck buying tickets on a computer versus go to the artist?
Yeah, I said this to you on the show this morning, and I thought we'd get into it more. I'm torn on it because number one, when they showed the one lead singer where they were breaking down the $120 ticket and the band basically gets $12 of it or something.
Each band member got $10.
I don't think it was. I think they split that. I don't even think they got 10. I think they split whatever it was. I think they split $10 and got $2 each per ticket is what I think it was. And the fees and the venue and the promoter. And it's a disgusting business. It really is. And then you bring in the StubHubs of the world and the Vivid Seats of the world and just people that are doing it on the side. I don't know. I'm really torn by it because on one hand, I will sit there and say, if there are people that are going to pay those prices, then those prices are what they are. Another part of me says, well, then the performers should take it into their own. But see, here's again. Now we come back to business ownership. Do you want to be the guy? And some people have done it, some successfully. I'm sure some not so much. Do you want to take it into your own hands and say, screw you, Ticketmaster, screw you, stuff, all these different places. I am selling my own. I'm booking the venue. I'm booking the tour, and I'm going to hire my own ticket person, and we're going to sell it and charge what we want to charge and not allow it somehow on the side. I don't know.
Well,
it's a big risk involved there.
Well, one of the things that was mentioned in this piece by CBS was that the problem is that Live Nation and Ticketmaster, they now own the venues.
A lot of the venues. But Ticketmaster and Live Nation don't own Madison Square Garden.
Right.
I mean, maybe they have contracts. I don't know. But you're going to tell me if Bruce Springsteen wanted to do a 12-city tour, he couldn't find venues that would bring him in?
Well, I don't know. Pearl Jam couldn't do it. And they were
So they tried.
Very adamant against Ticketmaster. And now all their stuff's on Ticketmaster. I think Metallica tried it too.
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I really don't.
The answer is, as long as enough people are willing to pay that price to fill that building, that's what the
Oh,
market.
no, I agree with
you
that.
know.
But no, but I'm talking about the secondary market. Like, why should they get what they get for the tickets? Because on one hand, it seems unfair and the artist should get more. On the other hand, because the artist, they put the tickets up for sale for what they are, and someone came in and bought them for what they asked for, and now they're going to sell them for more because people will pay it. I don't know, how do you cut that guy out? Because if I would certainly think, if, let's say, just pick a band, any band, a big band right now. Taylor Swift is the best example. So, all right, she sees tickets on StubHub for $1,000. Fine, her next tour tickets are $1,000. You don't think StubHub is going to say no problem? We'll buy them for $1,000, sell them for $1,500, and people will still pay for it.
Yes.
So where does it end? It's like, to me, it's like the whole, we talk about commuting into the city. At what point do we say, I can't afford to go through the Holland Tunnel anymore? I mean, we're at $17 just to drive through the tunnel.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're a part-time employee here, that you have to do that math.
You probably have to. I mean, we're full-time employees. Maybe it's extreme, but if they announce next week that the Holland Tunnel is going to be $32,
Yeah,
are you quitting anytime soon? Right.
No, because that's not that $32 isn't the price yet where I would have to say.
Right, for you.
Right.
So I don't know what that price is for tickets for the masses to then say it's not worth it. And people charge so much these days. I don't know what the number ever would be.
What I wonder about, so this weekend I was going, okay, I like to go to shows in the summer. Let me take a look at what's going on. So I went on the PNC Art Center schedule, and I saw Counting Crows.
Yeah.
And Counting Crows has a whole new album out. They may play every song from that album.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to like the 2 or 3 that I've heard so far, and I liked them. I was like, yeah, I would kind of be interested in this. The tickets, not the lawn, but in the way back, were $350 each.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, like, when that show goes off that night, what happens to all those tickets if no one buys them for $350? I mean, like, are they really selling that many $350 tickets?
I don't know. It's a great question. Unless they pose as secondary market people and put them up for sale on StubHub for $150. I don't know. Because the place will be full. Somehow, some way, that place will be full.
Right. And I always have this idea that I'm going to wait till the last minute and then buy a ticket.
Which used to be a great idea. Sometimes it still can be. Sometimes it doesn't work so good.
Yeah, I'm sure they've figured out a way to combat that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, like, does a ticket place, like, if a place buys up all these tickets, the secondary market, will they eat will they not go below that $350 ticket for Counting Crows no matter what, so that they'll just eat those tickets because they made the profit on the other? I don't know.
I don't know either. I know it's a guessing game. I mean, in that piece, they showed you the one guy that was looking at the inventory to see if he thought it would be a hot ticket or not. And I guess you do have to make calculated risks, like buying sections or rows and hoping that it's a hot ticket. And if it's not, you're going to probably eat them or take a loss on it.
I also don't like that a place like the PNC Art Center, I don't know if Jones Beach is like this, but PNC Art Center lets you be a season ticket holder.
Mm-hmm.
And then people just sell every ticket. So they become a season ticket holder and just sell all their tickets.
Because most places, I know for sporting teams too, like I know baseball for sure. And hockey, because I looked into being a Devil season ticket holder a couple of times. If you buy season tickets, they give you a pretty good discount on those tickets. If you're buying in hockey, it would be 40 or 41. It'd be 41 games plus a couple of preseason games. You get a pretty good discount. Like, you could theoretically, as a season ticket holder, buy the 40 plus games, put every ticket up for sale for like $10 over listing price, and you'd make money. You would. But you can do that. I bet that's a little trick. If you want to be a season ticket holder at PNC Bank, you hold all the tickets, you're going to sell some for a good profit. There could be some I don't think anybody's having any interest in.
I looked at one. I was like, okay, let me look at this concert because it seems like it would be fun.
Right.
And there's no way this is selling for an expensive ticket. It was the dude from Men at Work.
Okay.
It was Men at Work. I don't know. It was
like a festival show, like
Toto.
Okay.
No, not festival. Just Men at Work, Toto, and
Toto.
Maybe REO Speedwagon.
Toto, the one that's in Africa.
Africa, yeah.
Okay.
And
REO
Rosanna.
Speedwagon.
Yeah. Jerry, those tickets were $400 each in the back. Well, I'm not
don't know.
understanding.
I don't either. But I've told you this how many times. I don't get it.
Forget if you click on that front part of the PNC Art Center, that very front section.
Yes.
Those are $800 or more for one ticket.
So I'm looking at Dave Matthews Band at PNC Bank Art Center. He's a very popular.
And
Right? Do you not agree?
That's a bunch of hippies go there too. I wouldn't think they have a lot of money.
The lowest price ticket right now, not counting the lawn. The lawn is $68.
Yeah, I don't count the lawn.
So I'm taking the lawn out of play. The cheapest ticket all the way in the back.
Yeah.
And I think there's there's plenty available actually, but the cheapest ticket is $165 before fees.
Right. So that's clearly a $200 ticket or more.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to, oh no, I'm sorry. This says all in pricing. So it will be $329. And then I'll just make sure there's no tax. I'm sure will be on here, but for two people to go see Dave Matthews Band, I'm not signing in. You can eat it. You're probably talking $400 just to buy tickets.
Yeah.
And then I always think this let's say you make, let's use the number, let's say $104,000 a year is your income, 6-figure income. Most people would say if you're making 6 figures, you're doing well. Would you not agree?
Yes.
All right. $104,000 is $2,000 a week. Okay. That's why I went with 104. Right. Nice and easy. So $2,000 a week after taxes is approximately $1,200 a week. So you're making $4,800 a month, essentially. When you get through, I mean, you tell me where you're living somewhere for less than $3,500 a month in 2025, unless it's I'm not saying a 1-bedroom apartment. I mean, for like a family, let's say a family of 3, not even 4, 2 bedrooms, modest home, let's say $3,000 a month. You're only left with $1,800 on a $104,000 a year salary. You've got car payments, insurance, all sorts of food, groceries. Where are you coming up with $400 just for tickets, not to mention parking, a drink, and something to eat? That's like a $750 night.
Right. And what's bizarre is that place will be packed with people who look like they haven't showered in 3 days.
Well, that is true. Yes, from all different types. My point is, salaries have gone up, but not to the level that any of this makes sense. It's just like when you break down what $104,000 a year is per month, and then you take away your housing costs, what are you left with? I don't know how you're not completely in the red every month.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. I don't get it.
I mean, and I've even looked at like apartment, like my mother-in-law's thinking about moving. So I've even looked at like 1-bedroom apartment rental rates. You can't find anything less for $2,300 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment, not by the ocean, just a random apartment. So even just that scale alone, you're only left with $2,500 after all is said and done. And then your apartment cost, groceries, car, gas, car insurance. I haven't gotten to a cable bill or a cell phone bill yet, or apps or strike. When you do the math, nothing makes sense.
Yes, I agree. When you do the math, nothing makes sense.
Nothing makes sense. It's insane.
Restaurants, concerts. I mean, I look, there's not a single show at PNC Art Center that I'm paying $300 to $400 a ticket for.
And so here's the show my wife wants to go see. She wants to go see Halsey, which I like her
Halsey,
too.
Okay.
And it's a Friday night. It's fantastic. Halsey, $75 a ticket. That to me seems
reasonable.
Reasonable. But Halsey's not the Rolling Stones. I mean, I don't know. But that is reasonable. And you know what? I probably will.
But why couldn't I find a Counting Crows? Look at the Counting Crows tickets.
Okay.
That's one that doesn't make sense to me.
All right. Let's see.
They haven't had a hit on the radio in
a long time.
30 years.
The Counting Crows are when? Let's see here. I got to find it. Keith Urban, the Beach Bar. Here we go. The Counting Crows, June 28th, Saturday night.
Right.
So that's pretty good. All in pricing. Holy smokes. Well, no, hold on a second here. I've got the Counting Crows for 2 tickets, section 401, not the lawn.
Right. That's all the way to the left in the back.
$54. That's not horrible. Yeah, these don't seem awful, actually. Matter of fact, they're quite reasonable.
Really? The hell was I looking at yesterday?
I don't know.
Everything I looked at, any section I was interested in, 300, 400, 500, 600.
Well, I'm on this is the Live Nation website right from PNC Bank
Yes,
site.
that's what I was doing.
You can sit in section 101, which is the first section right there off to the left, $122 a ticket. So I don't know. I'm not sure. But if you want to sit in section,
even that's a $300 night.
Oh, absolutely. No question. But if you want to sit behind the box seats in section 301, so not even all the way in the back, they have tickets here for $78, which is not horrible. Can sit based on what we're talking about. I mean, it's still a lot of money, I think, but it's not horrible.
I was even looking at something in one of these local, maybe it was in Red Bank, that Count Basie Theater.
Yeah.
It was like a Fleetwood Mac tribute band. So not Fleetwood Mac. And the tickets were like $85 each. I'm like, this is not Fleetwood Mac. Why is this $85?
I don't know. I have no idea.
So confused, Jerry.
Yeah. It's bizarre. It really is. Well, when we announced that me and you were going to be at Count Basie, what do you think we'll charge?
$5,000.
$26.50.
$26.
50 cents. Please fill up the building. A night with Al and Jerry.
Yeah. I saw a tweet that I thought was funny.
Okay.
And I told you about it. I saw a tweet over the weekend. It said, propose a 200% tariff on podcasting equipment for women. Right. I thought that was funny.
Right.
So I went to go find it again today. So I just put into search on Twitter.
Yeah.
Tariff podcast equipment.
Right.
Jerry, there are hundreds of people making the same joke.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What about a tariff on podcast equipment? It's enough for these people already. Proposed tariff on podcast. Tons.
I blame Spotify for this by just putting everybody and their brothers up.
As a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no, you can get in the game with no.
Yeah, to me, if
problem.
you want to do a podcast and you're going to post it on your own website, great. That's up to you to make sure someone sees it or I feel like it's something. But the fact that Apple Music or Spotify will just take anybody as long as you apply and I don't know. Why?
Right. I could do a podcast where I just go like this. For
you could
40 minutes.
Yes, you could.
And upload
it. Yes, you could. And I don't know why there aren't some sort of numbers or benchmarks that are required. If you don't come to us with, let's say your podcast on your own or some other platform is not getting 50,000 downloads a month, or let's say 1,000 a day. If you're not getting 30,000 provable downloads a month, sorry, it's kind of like YouTube. You have to have certain requirements to be able to monetize your channel. They don't just allow anybody to start taking ads on. And you can't go live if you don't have at least 50 subscribers. Low number, but my point is you just can't go live on YouTube. It doesn't seem like Spotify has any requirements other than I want to put my podcast up there.
Yeah, same with Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. I don't know. It muddies the water for people trying to find something interesting.
It's very strange.
Yeah, it's weird.
Odd. So,
all right, Jerry.
When are you doing that podcast?
Jerry, the podcast will be up on wherever you get podcasts.
Not for nothing. For poops and giggles, you should post one of those.
Just I'll take my Al's Boring podcast feed, which I haven't put anything on in years, and just go
I call it the podcast.
How you guys doing? In other news,
all right, I'll give you a better one. Post it on YouTube. See how many views you get. I guarantee you it'll outperform this one.
Well, it'll be in what I title it, Jerry, and what do I use for my picture?
All right. The Big Breasted Podcast.
And I just go.
And then once in a while I go. I guarantee you would do a lot more than you think.
You're probably better than someone. You're right. Because someone would find it and be like, look at this idiot.
Yeah, correct. Watch it over and over again.
People may even find it relaxing at the end of the night.
They might. There's plenty of things out there that people put on. I watch Bob Ross every night to go to sleep. A, I like the show, but B, it's just so calming and peaceful.
Relaxing.
Knocks me out within 5 minutes. It's tremendous. I watch yours.
You would watch that, right?
Did you see Sabrina Carpenter's Under Fire? I guess.
What did she do?
I shouldn't say that. Someone posted on social media that she might be under fire for. I guess she did one of these things during her show where she stopped singing for a moment and pretended she was cupping two breasts and motorboating.
I did not see this one.
I guess that was not being taken well by some who I don't know, but I guess that was offensive to some.
Motorboating.
Yeah, something like that. We got to go.
I got to go to the dentist, Jerry.
Your uncle? No, your brother-in-law?
My brother-in-law.
Give me his contact information.
All right.
If you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Give me a card.
This is just the cleaning.
Yeah, well, I need to go for one soon.
Yeah.
And I owe the other place so much money, I'd like to go somewhere else. we actually just finished paying them off.
Yeah.
So I'd like to go somewhere else.
Would you like a very attractive woman to clean your teeth, or you don't need that kind of pressure?
I don't want that kind of pressure.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm good.
Because then I start to think of what does it look like up my nose?
Yeah,
does my breath smell?
I had enough pressure with the very cute nurse when I got the colonoscopy. No thanks.
Yeah.
And when I had the scope put in my penis years and years ago for health reasons, and it was an attractive nurse in there with the doctor, it's just killer.
Yeah.
No. Give me ugly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
No thanks.
I'll take average. I just don't want a very attractive woman that's intimidating and she's trying to clean my teeth and I'm holding my breath because I don't want to breathe out.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because they'll remember, I told you, I will never forget Woody Johnson's onion breath. I will never forget that when they unveiled the stadium, my one-on-one with him, I was like, I'm like, dude, you're killing me. I just, bad breath is noticeable.
Yeah.
And you remember it.
It's a killer.
Yeah.
All right, Jerry, let's do the warm-up show. We'll be back here tomorrow on a Tuesday. So